Everyone, welcome back to Mangosteen. This episode we're going to cover off solutions. We've been talking about a lot of problems with the world, but this episode is going to be about solutions and really practical solutions. So when I introduced this channel, I talked to you guys about Bitcoin self-custody, Bitcoin standard dividend investing, Bitcoin ETFs, Microstrategy and other Bitcoin treasury companies, and Bitcoin trading. And so far on this channel, we've talked a lot about Bitcoin trading, and we've talked a fair amount about the philosophy of our investment thesis, which is sort of talking about the problems of this world. But we haven't really gone into all these other possible solutions that we can talk about. And in this episode, I want to really talk about a very specific solution that relates to box number 4, Microstrategy and Bitcoin treasury companies, because I think there's a really powerful insight here based off some of the topics that I've discussed previously. The agenda of this episode is to talk about STRK by Microstrategy or strategy, the problems it solves in AI and the problems it solves in your retirement. And I'm going to link you to 2 videos that I discussed earlier, which was my timeless framework for wealth and how you'll be excluded from the benefits of AI, which I'll link in the top right now. See my simple and timeless framework for wealth, we come across this diagram. Now we are located here in this orange arrow here. And the important thing to understand is that we're in a fiat to sound money transition. And that is what makes STRK so powerful, because it is perfectly suited for this transition. And that is why it's such a powerful retirement product, but also helps us with this AI transition. If you want to learn a bit more about this framework, then I suggest you go and watch the original video, which I've got linked. But otherwise, take this for granted that we're going through this transition and this product is perfect for this because of this income and capital appreciation component. STRK is a preferred stock product from Strategy, aka Microstrategy. Now, it's really interesting because it has 2 components to it. One component is an income component, and the other is a capital appreciation component, that is exposure to Bitcoin through the underlying Microstrategy common stock. Now I'm going to talk about this in a little bit of detail. So a preferred stock is generally a fixed dividend issuing equity product that sits on the equity component of a company, but it generally sits higher than common stock in terms of preferential treatment upon any liquidation of that business. So in bunny years, you could consider it lower risk. Now, the interesting component of the preferred stock is that it issues a fixed $8 per annum dividend per share, I think paid quarterly. And that represented an 8% coupon on the issue price of $100. So when it was issued at $100, that would be an 8% dividend every year. Not a bad yield. Now, it is a cumulative preferential dividend. That means it must be paid before any other dividends can be paid onto the common stock, and any missed dividend remains owed. So if they miss one, they still have to pay that through the next time they do pay a dividend before they can start paying dividends out to the common stockholders. It doesn't increase. It doesn't increase to account for inflation. It is a purely nominal dividend. And it has capital appreciation because it is convertible for Microstrategy, the underlying common stock, at a 10-to-1 ratio at $1,000 Microstrategy share price, which is essentially a perpetual option on the purchase of Microstrategy shares, which is great. Now, these 2 components implement a very, very specific and powerful solution for retirement and for this coming AI disruption that I'm going to talk about in detail now. STRK is a solution to retirement in the AI transition because it gives you income to live and consume while you remain on this planet. The capital appreciation is insurance against any currency devaluation that occurs during that time, and or the capital appreciation will give you the ability to leave capital to your family once you are gone, having lived off that income. And it's perfect for the AI transition because it gives you income to maintain consumption while employment becomes less secure and harder to come by. And you can avoid selling your Bitcoin and Microstrategy to fund your life during periods of sparse employment, right? The capital appreciation allows you to maintain exposure to Bitcoin and Microstrategy, so you don't have to reduce that overall Bitcoin Microstrategy exposure because you've got that inherent perpetual option component in the product. And so it gives you income to survive during these scarce times, but upside, and it doesn't mean you have to lose exposure to Bitcoin Microstrategy. Perfect product in this sense. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Like and subscribe and comment if you've got any questions. And remember that this channel does not provide any financial advice of any kind. And you must do all your own research. Any trades you make your own responsibility. And remember, this channel is purely entertainment only, and you are truly just listening to a random mangosteen on the internet. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.